Hey everybody, my name's Chance. Today we're going to be playing some Fancy Mill. So Folio of Fancies, this is a card that we have not seen actually have play ever. This is another one of those cards basically where I'm like, you know what, because nobody else will, I will. So 2 mana for this artifact. It's a rare. I'm not encouraging you nor tempting you to go pick up this rare with your wild cards, but if you already have it and you're looking to play it in a deck, much like I have been since Throne of Eldraine, then maybe this is one that you could actually play it with. Anyways, players have no maximum hand size, which is kind of nice, right? If you're just planning on drawing out the wazoo, which we do. You can pay double X, tap it, and each player draws X cards, so a little unfortunate that you're drawing your opponent's card, but you can also pay 3 mana, tap it, and each opponent mills cards equal to the number of cards in their hands. So that's essentially where the card draw goes to. Anyways, outside of this, we are playing a very, I don't want to say standard mill deck, but we have the Teferi's Ageless Insight to draw us tons of cards. So if we are using Folio and drawing cards, we're going to be drawing double what our opponent draws, which is a nice way to say, just because we're giving you something nice doesn't mean we're not getting something even more nice. Anyways, outside of that, we do, of course, have the Teferi's Tutelage to help us mill the opponent as well, but we're not going to be doing it in a classical sense of just, drop Tutelage, let's just draw tons of cards. But we do have Into the Story. We do have Maddening Cacophony. So we have the like, full-blown Azorius style of mill, if that makes sense. Anyways, dropping down into the bottom end, we have Charming Prince, keeps you healthy, keeps your scry going. Glass Casket keeps removal up and healthy. Folio of Fancies, as we talked about, helps you to mill your opponent, also helps keep your hand just basically full, right? This is so excellent against Rakdos decks, those Kroxa discard decks. You hate to see them, but with a deck like this, it's not so bad. Frantic Inventory, because obviously we're trying to draw a crap ton of cards. Maddening Cacophony to help us mill the opponent. Omen of the Sea to help us draw cards. Also can act as Scribe whenever we go to sacrifice it. And of course we have Dance in the Manse to bring back all of our artifacts and enchantments in one glorious hoorah. Now we only have it in here as a one-off, as well, that's pretty much generally all you really needed. If you have 2 dances and your first dance doesn't go off, maybe you just say GG, or maybe you focus on milling. Anyways, Banishing Light, 2 copies for removal. Omen of the Sun helps keep you healthy as well as give you some additional creatures. Skyclave Apparition, more removal, additional creatures. Midnight Clock helps you ramp up, helps keep you from getting milled, and can draw you, that big old 7-card pile, which is always nice. Mystical Dispute is for some awesome removal. Silundi Vision acts as a land, also a nice way for you to dive in and find, your Didn't Say Please, or your Dance, or your Shatter, whatever it is, whenever you need it. Essentially, that's what this card is. That last little ditch effort, can I find what I need, essentially is what we use this for, right? Tutelage we talked about, Didn't Say Please, counter. You end up milling your opponent, technically 4 cards, right? Because you counter the spell, that's 1, and then you mill them 3, which puts 4 cards into their graveyard, which means you only need 3 more cards after that to get Into the Story down to 4 mana, which is really not a hard task to accomplish, right? Archon of Sun's Grace is going to help give you those 2/2 flying, life-linking Pegasus off of all of your enchantments entering the battlefield, and of course with Yorion, you can have your enchantments re-enter the battlefield. Legion Angel is going to be a 4/3 flying. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you can pull out another angel from your sideboard. Really good. Shatter the Sky for some board wipe. Fairies we talked about. ECD for some removal, also brings back your Yorions and your Dream Trawlers, all that good stuff. Shark Typhoon helps you draw cards, helps you keep these big flying sharks on the board. And then of course Amelia's Call is either some angels or angels, indestructible, all that kind of stuff, or just a land, either which way you may need it. And then the Into the Story to help keep your hand healthy and draw in tons of cards. Now of course, thanks to the Folio of Fancies, if you manage to get down the Teferi's Ageless Insight and Into the Story, you won't actually have to discard cards like you normally do. You just get to keep those big fat hands full of cards. Am I right? Anyways, you'll look at the sideboard and you'll be like, Chance, you got 4 cards. What are those? You got 3 Legion Angels and 1 Yorion. I don't want you to get confused. It's not an actual sideboard. It's just our very own creatures over there, right? So I hope y'all enjoy this fancy mill. It's not for the commoner. This is the super expensive, most exclusive, luxurious mill that you can find on the market. Now, if you're looking to play Folio of Fancies, if you're looking to play some of these cards that don't get a lot of loving, you've come to the right place. Be sure you're leaving likes on these videos if you're enjoying, comments down below to let me know what you're actually enjoying about the videos. And of course, if you're new here and you like the fact that I'm playing some different stuff that you don't normally see, hit that subscribe button and the bell icon that pops out there afterwards. It helps support support the channel, helps build the community, and obviously it lets YouTube know, hey, we should show this person to more people so more people can see how awesome he is. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and without further ado, we're going to dive into the fancy Mono Descarado. I like it. Again, only with 2 lands. What is what's happening here? Can I get a, you know, maybe 3 would be cool. I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to 4 lands in this deck if you give me some good 3 other cards, right? But I guess beggars can't be choosers, so we'll just sort of take what we have and shut up. Take what we got and be good with it. Alright, so we can go ahead and Glass Casket here, or we could go ahead and use Folio. I think we go for the Glass Casket. Take out the Fervent. Biggest thing we're concerned with is their damage output, right? We do have a Shatter, and we have the double white mana, so we really just need to find 1 more mana, Midnight Clocks, anything along those lines. Happy I took out the Fervent now that I see another one coming down here after. First RO in games, alright. Okay, I see. Banishing Light. It's interesting for us. I almost want to go Banishing Light on the first RO in game, set ourselves up for that Shatter. So, hopefully we'll find 1 more land here. I know we got them in the deck. We got like 32 lands in the deck, something like that. Might need to increase, honestly, since we're at an 82 card deck. We might need to go up to 34. Maybe actually do some trimming here. But y'all know me. Whenever I'm playing a fun deck, I'm like, let's just have fun. Tutelage is going to come on down. We don't have that land to shatter quite yet, but thankfully the opponent's not dealing a ton of... No! Okay, it's submit, right. I was like, don't discard it! So, here... I think we discard the ECD, actually. As crazy as that may sound, I think we're really going to want that Archon for a comeback. Right? So, next turn we have the Shatter, which is fantastic. We're definitely going to use that. Some more mana. I mean, I feel like I would be a fool to turn it away. Because that is our Yorion, which could be really good, right? Corvold. Oh, I'm so happy you did that, actually. So very happy you did that. So they will get to draw a card here off of the Corvold being down, but a Shatter on the Corvold, with them only having 3 cards in hand, still feels fantastic. 2 cards in hand, whatever. Whatever. So how many cards do they have in graveyard now? Is that 4? We're getting there. This is going to, of course, add to that a little bit. Which means Into the Story should be castable on our next turn, right? They're going to draw a few cards here. And by a few, I mean 2. Okay, so we do have Into the Story mana. That's good for us. And we have the Tutelage down, so that's really good. Luca. Oh, okay, and then they swing in with Fervent and then minus with the Luca, right? This is a strange deck, but especially since you don't normally use Luca on things like Fervent Champion. Titanothrax! Oh, that's a big one. That is a big one. Okay, so another Tutelage there, and I didn't say please. How close are they? 29? We do have another Tutelage. Alright. Let's hope they can't wreck us here. Maybe if they have a land, they do, actually. Oh, no. Alright, GG. It's a super strange deck here. Mono, Descarado, Ichi. You know, we got an Ichiban in town. It's a Japanese hibachi place. Really, I really dig it. Anyways, we're going to keep this. Probably go for the Fabled off the bat here. And that way we can try to hit our Skyclave on curve, play Temple turn 2, potentially. So we already have double white. Let's go ahead and grab blue mana. This is a pretty solid hand, I'd have to say, all in all. We got the Trawler, we got some early plays, potential early card draw. I think I am actually going to go ahead and drop this and drop the Charming Prince. Get our Scry on. Another Frantic, that's actually really good for us. Do we want to draw it on the next turn, though? Yeah, we don't want to draw that land, because I'm going to play the Temple on the next turn, I believe. Okay. So yeah, throw this down. We'll get in with the Charming Prince. We can wait till their turn to use Frantic. We definitely know we want that. Wow, that's just going through? What do you got cooking up over there, you Sultai sneaky sneakster? Ooh, okay. Elspeth's Nightmare. They're going to be diving into our hands a little bit here, but... permanent. Okay, so yeah, never mind. You're not gonna be diving into my hands, you clown. you stay out of my hands. Happy any day of the week to take an Elspeth's Nightmare off the board. Man, I hate that card. So we know what kind of deck this is, yeah? This is the good old ramp and Peer into the Abyss combo. Am I surprised? Not really. We're at 5 mana, which means one more we'll have Dream Trawler. I really want to get Archon down, you know what I mean? Now there's a thing, we can go Tutelage and Frantic in the same turn here, which is pretty good. But I think if we're going to be playing enchantments and all that, y'all know me. I'm the kind of person that's like, maximum efficiency. So... we're going to play the Archon first, because next turn we're going to play the Teferi Tutelage. So that's just how the cookie crumbles, basically, right? Murderous Rider onto the Archon. I thought they were going to remove the Skyclave there. You got me. You had me thinking you were going left, and you went right. And surprisingly enough, that statement actually makes complete sense there. Oh, they're just taking both of them out. Okay, so they're just deciding did it matter which got what. Essentially, right? So we hit the land. I'm going for the Dream Trawler over the Tutelage combo. Don't get me wrong. I want to get Tutelage down. It's just not as strong, right? This Trawler is so good. Now, we do only have 2 cards to discard, so if they had theoretically 3 forms of removal within their hand, they could get our Trawler, but I doubt it, right? There's no way they got, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they would have to have 3 forms of removal, all of which cost 2 mana. I just don't think you got it. Sorry. I'll call that bluff all day. Yeah, they only had 1 form of removal, and they had to spend 4 mana in order to do it. So that is so fantastic for me. Now we're going to lose life thanks to this Underworld Dreams every time we draw a card, but we're also going to be gaining damage with our Trawler, so every card we draw, we're also going to be gaining life. So a little funky. Omen of the Sea allows us to draw. Maddening Cacophony does allow us to mill our opponent quite a bit, which is kind of the goal here, right? We can also kick Maddening. I think we have to discard the Omen. As sad as it is. Alright, so another damage to the face, but this Trawler is going to heal us a lot. And honestly, I might just swing Yorion over into my main hand. Oh, Teferi's Ageless, that's so good. Alright, so we're healing back up to 18. They're going down to 8. Yeah, I think we just put Yorion over in our hand. We could use Maddening, just like as a base spell, mill them 8, but it's not like we're trying to get them to have a certain number. Like, we're not trying to proc our end of the story, right? So let's just move the Yorion over, have an extra card to discard in case they want to try and... Nice! So that's GG. They got there. They got there. It's unfortunate, but it happens. Gimme, please. Right? That's got to be what that says. Gimme, or Jimmy, PL, I guess. Doesn't have to be gimme. I don't love this, but we do have the Midnight Clock, so theoretical land there. We have the Frantic Inventory for turn 2, so we could potentially curve out, sort of, here. And we could go first, so. Yeah, more bang for our buck, so to speak. Opponent's playing Azorius as well. We're going to wait till their turn to use our Frantic. Keep them fearful of the counter magic. Nope, no fear. No fear for the foe. Another Frantic Inventory. And a land. Oh, Pog. Pog. So, do we go ahead and hit the Midnight Clock, or do we save mana for the Didn't Say Please? If I hit Midnight Clock, next turn we have 4 mana, but what does that really turn online for us? Am I right? Potentially hitting a 5th land, which could give us a 3 and a 2 drop. Not bad. Alright, we're going to push it. We're going to push. I know it's a little scary, but we do have the Skyclave, which means if we find any form of white mana, we can have that come down and potentially take out whatever they end up playing here. Another Skyclave. Another Skycat. Fabled. Oh, that's really good. So that's literally exactly what we were sort of looking for here. So we'll grab the white mana. Now, it means we won't have mana for the counter magic if I go for the Skyclave here. Do I care more about the counter magic, or do I care more about the immediate removal? I think I care more about the counter magic, honestly. So we're just gonna skip to their turn. We have the Frantic, we have the Didn't Say Please. You know, we're taking 4. It's not the world's end. We're fine looking for a shatter for the time being. Yeah, counter that one for sure. This also puts 4 cards into their graveyard, so we only need 3 more now in order to get to that into the story. Reduced cost, so to speak, right? So we take this 4 on the face. That should be it for him, right? And then we'll go ahead and Frantic. Another land and a Folio. Interesting. Silundi Vision. So, go this, we'll have 3 mana left over, which means we can still use Silundi. That's pretty good. Exile. And then we'll save the Silundi, so again, it looks sort of like we're bolstering that counter in our pocket, right? That's not a banana in my pocket. That's a counter magic spell. Alright, so we let the Skycat... God, why is that so hard for me to say? We let the Skycat resolve. We'll scare him a little bit here. Ha! It's not actual counter magic. Ah, I got myself. Alright, so that one definitely hurts. They're going to draw a card. They're going to gain some life. Life gain on their part, I don't really care about as long as I don't see the... What's it called? Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Into the story, we hardcast now. Not that I'm a huge fan of that. I think we just go for the Yorion, Boreon. We'll bounce... No, I don't think I want to bounce the Midnight Clock, actually. We'll bounce the Skyclave. They'll get a 2/2 back, but it's not nearly that scary, right? And I think we do go ahead and slam a jam of the Folio, because you never know, yo, when the Folio is going to help. Yeah, I'll just take that Skycat now, you know? Back to having 1 Skycat, 0 life gain, card draw and stuff. I think this is much more reasonable. Opponent does have 5 cards now in graveyard, which means 2 more, and Into the Story is going to be procking up a storm. And by procking up a storm, I mean drawing us lots of cards, right? We could draw 3 cards with Folio. Not that that's fantastic, but, you know, options there. Option is there. Having the Yorion's nice. It means we can sort of block out against their flyers here. 3, 4. So we're 1 away from being able to just pull the other Yorion over and then play it down. We can hardcast the Into the Story, which may just be what we end up having to do here, but we'll see. Could also, what does this take? 3? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we can put 2 charge counters. It's going to get 1, so it goes from 8 to 10, 11 on their turn, 12 back to our turn. So we could just charge it at the Midnight Clock for our next turn, not the one that's coming up, but the one thereafter to hit the 12 and restock our hand. Elspeth Conquers Death. That one really hurts everything, actually, because they're going to take the Yorion here. If they take Midnight Clock, there's something wrong. Okay. Borean Yorion. Yorion. I think we do have to trade out here. I don't really love it, given we're close to having this Yorion come down and having the Skyclave retake another thing. It's just what we need to do, I think. So, Banishing Light's really good for us. We could go Banishing Light, draw 2 cards. Banishing Light, what am I Banishing Lighting? The Elspeth Conquers Death. The only thing they can bring back is the Jubilee Skybonder. Or did I just draw hella cards? Bring Yorion over, but it doesn't come down. Could just exile their 2/2, reduce their damage. Alright, let's just exile their 2/2. And probably call it there. Could have moved Yorion over, I suppose. But we're probably going to draw cards here. Houselid's fine. Does give them a little bit of evasion with the Skycat and the fact that they can now give it protection. So that's a little annoying, but you know, they're not dropping like a ton of damage here. They're dropping 2, so I think we'll be alright. Giant Killer's fun. 1 charge there, puts it to 10. Our turn, it's 11, which means we could just sink 3 mana, draw tons. I think we do actually put a counter here. My turn. 11. Yeah, so it's looking like we're going to need to tap that charge counter. Wait a minute. Oh, you can't tap it for mana, right, if you do that. All right, so let's put that charge counter on it. I don't know, we could. Damn it, Chance. Played that all wrong. Still no board wipe, though, and that's what we were really hoping for here. Can we live? 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, yeah, I guess we can live. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we also have that come next turn. I don't think we need another folio. Yeah, let's just put Yorion into our hand. Alright, so I messed up on having 1 extra bit of mana there, which would have been, I guess, enough for a tutelage? Could have been okay. Anyways, opponent's pretty stacked, but if we get a shatter, that's all we really need, right? Oh, I forgot about that. Does that give them enough for lethal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, still off by 1. I'm so good. And by so good, I mean so very close to death. No! I needed a shatter. What's the best way we draw cards here? And remain that 4 mana up. We have 4 mana essentially to draw cards with. Is it Silundi? Diving down 6 cards and trying to find the shatter? Or is it drawing 2 cards with Folio? Well, that seems like a pretty easy answer, yeah? Come on, give me a shatter. Give me a shatter, give me a shatter, give me a shatter. No! That's heartbreaking. Alright, GG. GG, Jimmy. Verdant Caliver. Cavalier. Caliver. Alright, opponent gets to go first, but we do have a decent split of mana here. We also have the Glass Casket into the Banishing Light, so it feels like a keep. Early Teferi's Tutelage won't hurt my feelings any. So I think we're going to go Fabled Passage turn 1, grab some blue mana, then Plains. Then we can have Glass Casket available in case they try anything funky. We could potentially shock down a Miria's Call, if that's how we're feeling. But now, honestly, that I see that didn't say please, I might go for the counter magic. We'll see. So, blue mana here. Opponent's playing Boros, at least that's what we see so far. Triome, hey. We'll go ahead and slam a jam of that down, because that'll give us blue and white mana, which means those double and triple costs should be a little bit easier for us to reach. Also means turn 3, we'll still be able to hit that untap. Y'all know how much I like hitting that untap. So I'm a little wary that they might have counter magic for us. But hey, Tutelage just lands. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. What am I discarding here? What am I discarding? I don't really want to discard the castle, but in the same regard, I don't want to discard the Fabled. But everything else is pretty keepable, so I think we have to discard the Fabled. You know, if it comes down to it of Castle versus Fabled, the Castle gives us so much more benefit than just slightly increasing our chances of not drawing a land. Right? Anyways, opponent's going for the Midnight Clock. We could go ahead and Banishing Light it and say, nah, I don't think so. But I think instead we're just going to keep up mana for the Didn't Say Please and the Silundi Vision on the instant speed Arena. We can deal with that Midnight Clock, come closer to the 12 hour, right? Another Midnight Clock, how about no? It's like that credit card commercial. I know y'all seen it, don't act like you haven't seen it. Verdant Cavalier, they said, no, I'm the only one that gets to do that one. Magian, not magician, but Magian. Or Magian? Either way, I like this hand that we have here. It's pretty well set up. We got a good split of the lands, we got a good split of the cards, we have card draw, we have life gain in our creature, we have scryage in our creature, if that's what we want, you know? It's a smorgasbord of everything we could ever possibly hope and dream. We're gonna go for the Charming Prince, even if they do shock it here. Actually, due to the fact that this has been caught up there, I kind of want to gain the life instead of Scry, but Scry could help us find what we need to find, right? That's always the thing for me, is like, is 3 life worth you potentially not finding the Shatter? Now, we found the Shatter here, so I feel a little bad getting the Scry, given I'm just going to keep both of those directly where they are. Yeah, it happens sometimes, so. That's essentially my logic on it. Croxa! What you doing there, Croxa? We'll discard the Frantic Inventory. It helps our other Frantics. It was only going to draw cards that we already knew the outcome of, so I think this is fine. We'll also go ahead and move the Yorion over and smack around. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. So Rakdos mid-rangey probably is what we're facing off with here. I am going to go ahead and play the Temple, because Fabled can come down untapped next turn. And yeah, this is so far just playing itself, right? So this will put us to 5 mana, which is a Yorion. Then we'll have 6 off of the Amiria's Call. If we choose to do that, we can get down the Trawler. Of course, our hand would be fairly empty, so we might want to think about that, essentially. Is that really the best thing for us? Time Eric calls it Ed's, milling them up a little bit, giving them a zombie, maybe? Nah, because you're not going to exile your Croxa. We all know better than that. We all know way better than that. So we have double blue, double white. Triple white could be a necessity. We already have triple blue, so let's get the plains. Let's play safe. Now I actually don't want to play Yorion here. Yes, we can re-enter the Charming Prince. Well, no, yeah, I think I do actually. I take back my previous statement. I do want to play the Yorion. Just for the Charming Prince, though. That, like, Banishing can stay. I don't really care about their time merit. Sure, it's milling them cards, but I should have swung in first. Y'all have to remember, I'm new to these Yorion decks. And by new, I mean... So if I do this, this will bounce the Yorion again, which will keep it out of harm's way for this turn. We're going to bounce our Yorion. Like I said, this kind of keeps it tucked away in this little safe pocket where the opponent actually can't remove it. See what I mean? Magian conceding